So let's just start by finding a comfortable posture. So just making sure that your body feels supported. Just sensing into that support. Just noticing what your body's in contact with right now. So if that's your chair, a couch, bed, the floor, it could be clothing as well. You might be aware of clothing. You might be feeling the softness of a cushion. Just being aware of the light in the room where you are right now. Any sounds coming and going. And then when you're ready, if you're comfortable with the idea, just inviting you to close your eyes. And of course, if you prefer to keep your eyes open, then that's absolutely your choice. Remember that through any meditation, it's your meditation. So our suggestions are just suggestions. Our invitations are just invitations. So just experimenting with what's going to work best for you right now, what's going to be most supportive for you. So if you want to keep your eyes open, then just choosing a point maybe on the wall in front of you or the floor, somewhere where you're not going to be distracted by objects. And we're going to use our imagination in this meditation this evening. This is a meditation from ACT, Acceptance Commitment Training. So it's a kind of mixture between a meditation and a thought experiment. So I'm going to invite you just to imagine that you're driving a bus. And this bus can be any type of bus you want it to be, because this is your bus. So it can look however you want. You're the driver, so you've got a comfortable driving seat. You can see easily and comfortably out of the windows. And you're quite happy driving this bus. So imagine that you're driving this bus down a lane. It's a beautiful day. You can see where you're going. Quite enjoying the scenery. You're not in any rush because although you're driving a bus, it's your bus, so it's your timetable. So you can just enjoy taking in the scenery, just noticing what's around you. So you can drive this bus anywhere you want. The only drawback with this bus is that you have passengers. And as you notice that you have passengers, you also start to notice that some of these passengers can be quite noisy. In fact, some of them can be quite bossy. And they might be telling you where you should be driving. Maybe they're telling you that you're going too fast or too slowly. They might be telling you that you're not a very good driver, that they could do it better, that you should be doing this or shouldn't be doing that. Other passengers are very quiet and may seem very timid or even slightly fearful. Every passenger on this bus represents a kind of habitual thought or a habitual feeling. a kind of thought or feeling that you repeat over and over to yourself. So thoughts such as, do I really know where I'm going? Should I really be in charge of this bus? What if I mess it up? I'm no good at this. It's too hard for me. And maybe feelings like, I don't really like being in charge of this bus. I'm feeling tired. I'm feeling fed up. All of these are represented by the passengers on the bus. So as you continue on your journey, notice how sometimes these passengers can be very distracting. Whilst they're constantly chattering away to you, it's very easy to forget where you wanted to be going. In fact, you might even find yourself listening to them giving you directions and end up a long way from where you wanted to be. Or even worse, you might suddenly realise that one of your passengers is now driving the bus. And somehow, absent-mindedly, you've ended up sitting in the rear of the bus, being one of the passengers. So just recognising this is completely normal. This is what we do. We get distracted by our thoughts and feelings and we let them take charge. So what we want to do with our ACT training is to remember who's really in charge. We want to be in the driving seat. So whatever's going on in your bus, get back in the driving seat and very kindly but firmly just tell your passengers, I'm the bus driver. I'm driving the bus. I decide where we're going. I decide which route we're taking. And I decide how quickly or slowly I want to get there. And every time one of the passengers pipes up, just notice the kind of things that they're saying to you. Notice which ones are the loudest, who's shouting the most. Maybe one is the internal critic. One might be a perfectionist who wants you to get everything right all the time. One might be controlling. One might be worried about pleasing everyone. And a lot of these passengers are just repeating phrases and words that you've heard from other people throughout your life. Many of them when you were very young. And these passengers have learnt those sayings, those phrases, and they've just kept repeating them to you. But just in a couple of minutes silence now, just continue to drive your bus. And just notice what kind of passengers you've got. Notice which are the loudest. Are they the critical ones or the ones that are encouraging you, telling you you're doing a great job, that they're really enjoying this bus journey, and that you're a fab driver? So as you're driving along, just being aware of your passengers, what they're doing and saying. But whenever you need to, just reminding yourself and them that you are the bus driver. This is your bus, you're in charge, you're making the decisions. Thank you very much for your advice, but I'm the driver. I'm making the decisions. And as you drive along, notice that the signposts that you're following are not signposts to places, but they have your values written on them. So if you follow those signposts, you can't get lost, you can't go wrong. because the lane, the path, the route that you're following is the route that's aligned with what matters to you. So notice what kind of values are on these signposts, pointing you in the direction that you want to be going in. So that could be health and happiness, friendship, love, honesty, fairness, whatever values are important to you right now. Just steer your bus following those values, just noticing what they are, maybe naming them out loud as you go past the signpost. And every time you notice that one of the passengers has taken over, just kindly but firmly put them back in their place. And now this bus journey is going to come to an end in a few moments. So just checking if there's anything else you need to communicate to your passengers. Remember, you don't want to get cross or angry with these passengers. They are really just trying to help. It's just that they've probably learnt some habits that are no longer helpful to us. So as the bus driver, we just listen and decide which of their advice is helpful and which is unhelpful at this moment. Some of these passengers, we may get to a point where we're ready to open the door and let them get off the bus. They're ready to go, we don't need their advice anymore. Some of them are not so easy to get rid of. So we just need to befriend them. They're going to be coming with us wherever we go, but we don't need to take their advice. Just because they're giving advice doesn't mean that it's good advice. Just because they're saying something doesn't mean that it's correct or truthful. So just reminding them that we're in charge of this bus. So we thank them, we choose what advice we want to listen to, and then we continue on the way that we've chosen to follow. So letting those images fade. As you just bring your awareness back into the room where you're sitting or lying right now. And if you found this exercise helpful, maybe just making an intention to return and practice it again. It's one that's worth revisiting. And bringing some awareness back into the body, maybe moving your hands and feet a little. Making some small stretches. Taking a couple of deep breaths, thinking about what you'll see when you open your eyes if they've been closed. And when you're ready, sighing out, opening your eyes and just taking in your surroundings once more.